Stop ego before it ruins your marriage. There is nothing that ruins marriage or ruins life like ego. Now, I will explain to you this moment the extent of ego that is good and the part of ego that is damaging. Now, this is just a word of advice for the men. Please, if you're a lady, please skip this video. It's not meant for you. This is exclusively for men. And I want to talk to men just like myself. I want us to rub minds together. Now, if you're a man, if you're a husband, in the course of this video, do me a favor by typing on the comment section, what's your own idea? What's your take on this topic? If I'm right, make it known to everyone. Then if I'm wrong, also bring it up so we can together learn from your own idea of it. Now, like I said earlier on, nothing ruins life and marriage like ego. Ego is indeed a silent destroyer of marriages. It builds walls instead of building bridges. That's one problem with ego. Rather than build bridges, it builds walls. And when it builds walls, it leads to a lot of misunderstanding. It creates resentment and emotional distance between a couple. And here there are ways to address this ego I'm telling you about before it ruins your marriage. But before that, I want you to understand that ego simply refers to a person's sense of importance. A person's sense of importance, it refers to a person's sense of identity. Ego is that voice or feelings that says, this is who I am. Ego is that voice inside of you that tells you this is who you are. And that same voice also tells you how you will like others to see you or how you will like others to view you. It is what influences how people also see you. It shows you, it tells you, that voice speaks to you how you want to be viewed, how you want to be seen by others, how you want others to see you. And here it is, sometimes ego can be positive. Like I mentioned earlier on, ego can be positive, it can be negative. It can be positive in the sense that it helps you as a person to build and maintain your confidence. And it helps you to be assertive. But when it goes too far, when it becomes too strong in you or within you, it might make you to act overly pridefully. It can make you to act in a stubborn way. It can make you to act in a defensive manner. When you overblow it within you or inside of you, you allow it to go beyond borders. Rather than help you, it masks your life. Now, I want to show you, if ego is well managed in a positive way, what happens is that it builds your confidence, like I said earlier on. It creates self-awareness within you. But on the negative side, it creates arrogance. It makes you to become arrogant. Ego on the negative side makes you to become so prideful. It makes you to overblow yourself even beyond your limit. That's one area, one challenge that ego brings when it is not put under control, when it is not put under check. And there is one problem with ego when it's overblown. You see, when it begins at the early stage, ego focuses on self. That's one thing, one problem with ego. It is always centered on self. Everything about you, how you see yourself, how you want others to see you, everything, how you want people to to rate you. Everything about ego is about yourself. It's centered on yourself. And that's why if it is not well controlled, if it's not well managed, it becomes selfishness. That's when it becomes egocentric. And when it becomes egocentric, that's where the trouble lies. It's all about being self-centered, being focused only on yourself, on your own self. It has a negative connotation, and it implies lack of regard for others, lack of regard for the feeling of others, lack of regard for the opinion of others, lack of regards to every other person's need. Everything now becomes focused on you. And if they are not focused on you, there's a problem. Now, bring it down to marriage. When a man is full of ego, because naturally, that is the life of men. But even as a man, you can still put it under a check. You can put it under control. But naturally, an average man is full of ego. Also, women also are full of ego, because when you are full of ego, it prevents you from saying, I am sorry, when you are even wrong. When you should say, I'm sorry, you hardly say it, because ego, that spirit in you, will always make you feel that if you should say sorry, that means you are weak. That if you should say sorry, that means you have been defeated. That is where ego, that is not put under control, has destroyed many marriages, has ruined many relationships. Now, let me take you quickly to some few points on how you can control, how you can address this ego, how you can put it under check, how you can stop it before it stops your marriage and your relationship. Number one, acknowledge the issue. Number one, I said what? Acknowledge the issue. Recognize when your ego is at play. Always be within yourself. Consciously be within yourself. Recognize when your ego is what is playing. This could be in an argument. Acknowledge the ego in you. Recognize when it is the one that's playing. Unwillingness to compromise, or always needing to be right. You want to always be right. Check very well. It is your ego that is actually playing. Always check to know if it is you are facing reality or it is your ego that is at play or at display. Check very well. Number 2 point is practice humility. Naturally, it is difficult. It is difficult to an average human to be humble. But by practice, it can become your nature. I'm not saying that there are people that are not, maybe you can argue that there are people that are born to be humble. But I can tell you that it's not true. Because in the nature of a man, an average man is pride. An average man wants to take glory to himself. An average man wants to be seen. An average man wants to be recognized. When I say man, I mean both women. An average human being wants to be noticed, wants to be seen, wants to be acknowledged. But maturity, wisdom helps you to put it under control, to put it under check. In your marriage, allow your wisdom to be at work every time in your marriage. Ask God for help to put this ego in you under control, to put it under check. If you hear this, if there's anything that the devil fights, it's marriage. Because the marriage is the foundation of life. Marriage. In fact, immediately after creation, have you noticed something about creation? Immediately after God made every other thing, and then immediately he created man, he made the woman. Immediately, instantly, he instituted marriage. That's to show you that marriage is at the base. Marriage is at the foundation of everything we do in life. Just follow me in this in my channel here. Just click like, subscribe, and also click on notification button so that you will see other videos. You will see my video where I talked about the most important reason why marriage is instituted. If you go through that, if you listen to that message, you understand what I'm telling you. God knows that marriage is the most important thing on earth. In fact, marriage is at the base, at the foundation of every other institutions. Because if God had it in mind that education is the foundation of life, or education is the most important thing, he would have made Adam a professor, or made him a doctor, or made him, an academician from beginning to begin to blow grammar. If God had it in mind that politics is the foundation of the world, of life, he would have made Adam a politician, or made him a governor, or president, or a prime minister from beginning. But to show you that marriage is at the foundation of everything, immediately God made man, human being, he instituted marriage. Because from marriage, in fact, even church, do you know that the role church is playing is to complement marriage? Church is like a supporting branch to marriage. What upholds the entire society is the marriage, because whatsoever the marriage produces is what you see in the church. Whatsoever marriage produces is what you see in the community. Whatsoever that comes out of the marriage, that's what you see in the entire state and entire nation, in the world at large. That's why if the world must be a better place, families must first of all be a better place. In fact, if you want to see a man who can be a good leader, check how he leads in his family. If you can't lead your family, no need making you a leader outside. If you can't control or manage your family, you can't manage the society. What we are seeing in the world today, people take up political positions and they ruin the entire state, nation, destroy everything. Check very well. They hardly manage their homes. That's where the challenge started from. In fact, if we are to select leaders in the world, we should be checking them from their homes. How are they able to manage their homes, their family, before we can give them the entire nation to handle? That's another in another message, another topic in our channel here. Let's go back to what we're talking about here. So what am I saying here? Number 2, I said practice humility. Learn to be humble. Learn it. Put yourself under control. Put yourself under subjection, like Apostle Paul always said. He said, I put myself under. You need to understand that you and your partner are in the same team. Both of you are a team. You are not different. You are not separate from each other. There is no need to compete. There is no need to prove superiority. Both of you are the same. Okay, if you are the man, if you feel that you are more superior than your wife, if they leave you to cook, can you maintain kitchen? If you feel you are more superior to your wife, can you be pregnant? Can you bear children? Do you know that a woman carried a baby for 9 months? If a man, on research, if a man should carry a baby 2 months, he will go. Now, tell me, how do you think you are now more superior than your wife? Now, you, the wife, if you think you are more superior than your wife, even if no matter what, there are many things that God has put inside the man. A man man's brain can calculate a lot of things. No matter how fast a woman's brain works, there are many things you can run in your head the same time like a man. A lot of things, differences. There are clear-cut difference between a man and a woman. Just humble yourself. We are there to complement each other. God gave the woman to the man to complement him. That means the man was not complete. That's why the woman was given to him. That's why she's called woman. There is still man in it. And the man, you can't just be alone. The woman, you can't be alone, because in your name, man is in your name. If you check he, if you check she, inside she there is also he. You put s, you see have he, she. The same thing, nothing to drag. Number 3 point, listen actively. Truly hear your partner. Calm down. Hear your partner's feelings. Hear your partner's perspective. Listen without preparing for argument. Don't listen to argue. Listen and pay attention. Listen to understand. Not to listen to argue or to listen to defend. Number 4, apologize and forgive. Apologize and forgive. Ego often blocks sincere apologies. Learn to say, I am sorry, and accept apologies with grace, with mercy. Tender justice. Always tender justice with mercy. Number 5, seek mutual goals. Seek mutual. Focus on shared dreams. Focus on shared values instead of individual wins. I'm the one, you. I'm the one, you. When there is glory, share it together, both of you. Don't think in your mind, I'm the one that did this, you are the one that did that. If both of you only see your common achievements as both of you did it, you see your glory as both of you that share in it, that made it to happen. You see all these things, you stop drawing lines unnecessarily. And also communicate openly. Communicate openly. The Lord bless you for listening this moment. Please subscribe and follow us for more videos that will help your marriage. Remember, don't forget, both of you are a team member. Both of you are in this business together. Remember, you are there to complement each other. There are things the man can do, there are things the woman cannot do. There are things the woman cannot do, there are things the man can do. You are there to share the responsibility. Together, you lift each other. Bible says 2 are better than 1, because 1 will chase 1,000, 2 shall chase 10,000. You are there together to uphold each other, to uplift. If one fall, the other will lift him or her up. Remember, you have no other home except that one. Build it, make it to work. Don't forget, the marriage institution is the best institution in the world. You are not marrying because you love the person you are married to. Rather, Bible tells us to love the person we have married. That's why you are given certificate on the day of wedding. Why not wait until you graduate in the marriage before you are given certificate? You are given certificate from day one, so that you know it now that this marriage must work. Begin from today. On that day you wedded, we give you certificate. What it means is begin to love each other. Begin to learn to love each other. It's not about perfection. You are not getting married because he or she is perfect, but you are getting married because you want to start. You have decided to love each other. The Lord bless you. Congratulations for joining us. Peace.